Yo, what is going on guys, xHOUNDISHx here, and today I wanted to talk about the best PvP heavy weapons inside of the Taken King. So there's a lot of new players inside of Destiny currently that may find this video useful as you move up the chain. These might be some heavy weapons that you want to look out for PvP, and also for more competent and experienced players in general. It's be a pretty interesting discussion about the top tier PvP heavy weapons. So I'm going to start out with Quillem's Terminus, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people saw coming. This is of course the raid machine gun. So it's a 66 rate of fire and 53 impact LMGs, and it's one of the most popular in PvP, which isn't always the case for a PvE specific drop, but a lot of people do have this weapon. So it deals 62 critical damage and 50 to the body, which is of course range and target armor dependent. But this LMG has, what are broadly considered to be the best PvP stats, and even without top tier PvP bonuses, this thing is really solid. And Cocoon as well could be a pretty interesting perk for PvP. If you need to switch out to a sniper or something, if you've got LMG ammo, it can be pretty interesting that you'll get that reload, although I do think a lot of the time you generally just use your heavy ammo if you've got it in PvP, but it's something to think about nonetheless. And next I wanted to talk about Bretamart's Stand, which is of course the Iron Banner machine gun, and it's of the same kind of class as Quillem's Terminus, but it does actually have better base range stats, and it absolutely shreds in PvP. I actually think it's pretty underrated. Not a lot of people talk about it or even use it that I've seen, but compared to Quillem's, I actually think it's quite accurate. The weapon sight and range stats I think kind of boost that quite a lot. Like I said, it's pretty underrated. I find it to be a pretty damn awesome LMG. So if you haven't tried it and you do have it, definitely give it a bash in PvP, because it has the same base stats as Quillem's, but just absolutely shreds. It's a really great LMG. You might have better bonuses for PvP on there as well. But if you don't have access to either of these particular weapons, the Ruin Wake is a very solid LMG you can get from the Crucible Quartermaster, and is in the same class as both of these LMGs. Also has decent base rolls that you can pick up from the vendor as well. So that is something to think about if you're after a good PvP LMG. And if you're interested in higher rate of fire LMGs, then New Monarchy's Objection LMG and particularly the FWC MG, the variable, are great options. If you want the Future War Cult one, has smooth ballistics and counterbalance, which are very important stability rolls for a high rate of fire LMG, and it also has rifle barrel and rangefinder, giving it very healthy range stats. It's absolutely top tier for its archetype, so look out for the variable from the Future War Cult as well. So moving on to the heavy rocket launchers. Gone are the days of the Radagast Fury and the Tomorrow's Answer, or are they? Maybe not so much, because straight out of the tower you can buy this god tier weapon, the Vertigo. So this thing features Warhead Verniers, which is top tier for launchers in PvP, single point sling, which is pretty great if you're in closer range and you want better movement speed, in heavy fights, grenades and horseshoes, which is a must in competitive PvP like Trials of Osiris especially, and javelin. So out of the box, the Vertigo from the Future War Cult is an absolute beast rocket launcher, and pretty much top tier for its class. It's about as good as that style of launcher comes inside of the Taken King. Also you can get the JLB-47 from the Gunsmith, which is basically identical, but you kind of have the choice to order it and wait for god rolls to come through, which is pretty damn awesome. One thing I'm not sure about is whether you can get tripod on these weapons. I haven't seen tripod come from any of the Gunsmith weapons. Perhaps you have, and I've heard rumors that you can get tripod dropped on the Vertigo if you get it in a package from the Future War Cult, but I haven't seen that happen. So perhaps down in the comments you can let us know if you've managed to get tripod on one of these launchers. But the Ash Factory is also another great rocket launcher that you can get from the Crucible. It boasts a larger blast radius but lower velocity, which is a trade-off against, say, the Vertigo. But apparently you can, and I think I have actually seen this, get tripod on the Ash Factory, which is pretty damn good, because that gives you 3 rockets as standard. What is a little bit confusing right now is how the bonuses work for heavy ammo, because you can get more rocket ammo on your boots, more heavy ammo on your chest plate, and I've heard that having both of those can actually yield you more rockets, more than just the 2 rockets that come as standard with, say, the Vertigo. But I haven't actually found out if this is the case. There seems to be some bugs relating to how much ammo you get based on which bonuses you have and whether you've stacked certain bonuses. It's a little bit confusing right now as to how exactly to improve that situation. But moving on to another god tier heavy weapon, Truth. I find this to simply be a god tier longer range in kind of single important target PvP, such as Trials of Osiris. So, you know, if you're at longer ranges and you're fighting people with rockets, it outclasses things like the Vertigo pretty well, because it has tracking and still can compete fairly well at closer ranges because of grenades and horseshoes, although it does have lower velocity. So I feel like in, you know, pretty close range firefights with rockets, things like the Vertigo have the potential to win out pretty easily against the Truth. But like I said, at longer range, Truth is a beast because it does have that tracking, and with grenades and horseshoes not being as effective as it used to be, longer range fights without tracking are a little bit more tricky than they were with, say, Tomorrow's Answer, which was an absolute beast. And that's why I find Truth to be very, very good in things like Trials of Osiris. Its popularity is pretty mixed, but like I said, it does range better, and Vertigo would generally win in closer range situations. So that is my kind of opinion of the top tier PvP heavy weapons inside the Crucible right now. So let me know down below what weapons you enjoy to use and how you feel about particular weapons, or what you think are kind of god tier. Also, if you had any of those tripod bonuses on things like the Vertigo or the JLB, or you can shed some more light on how exactly the heavy ammo bonuses on armor work in the Crucible right now, that would be pretty interesting as well. But anyway, I hope you have enjoyed the video, guys, and found it useful. If you have, drop me that like and comment like I said. And if you are new to the channel and you want to see more Destiny content, feel free to hit that subscribe button to see a lot more. But for now, you guys take it easy, have an awesome week, and I will catch you very soon. Peace out.